Tomden is Board Secretary. Al Gravel, Vice Chair. I'm Ray Beal, Chair. Jim Besikoski, Hans Wentrup, Paul Doherty, and Sheila Lumi. We'll start with Lisa reading the application and any other submitted communications. Then the applicant will have the opportunity to submit any additional documents or make comments on the application. Again, please come forward to the mic. And then the members will have an opportunity to question you while you're up there, so we don't keep you jumping up and down, if any questions of the application. And following that, will be an opportunity for public comment. Same thing that applies. They'll come forward to the mic and give their name and address, make any comments for or against the application. And then we'll bring it back to the board for deliberation and to determine the necessary findings for the application. So with that, would you please, Lisa?
This is an application for a special permit for dimensional variation, Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 40A, Section 9, Zoning Board of Appeals. The name and address of the applicants are John A., Jane S., and Stephanie T. Boyle, 5 Crocker Avenue in Lunenburg. The undersigned hereby makes application as follows. Seeking a special permit for dimensional variation to reconstruct a farmer's porch and extend 2 feet. The proposed action has not begun. The basis for this application is found in the following section of the Lunenburg zoning bylaw, section 8321B4. The street address is 5 Crocker Avenue in Lunenburg, assesses map 112, parcel 8. The deeds recorded in Worcester Northern District Registry of Deeds, book 8119, page 24, recorded May 6, 2014. They have no knowledge of a prior appeal. Part 12, special permits only. They have answered the questions, and I will read the answers that they provided. Will the proposed action be injurious or dangerous to the public health or unduly hazardous because of traffic congestion, danger of fire or explosion, or other reasons? And the reply is no, we are simply rebuilding an existing porch that was destroyed by a falling tree. B, will this action have a material adverse effect on the value of land and buildings in the neighborhood or on the amenities of the neighborhood? B, the new porch will add to the value of the neighborhood. C, will the proposed action be operated with reasonable regard for order and sightliness if an open use? The reply is C, this is not an open use. D, will the proposed action produce noise, vibration, dust, odor, heat, or glare observable at the lot lines in amounts clearly detrimental to the normal use of adjacent property? D, no, this porch will not be detrimental in any way to the adjacent properties. And that is signed April 23rd by John A. Boyle. There is a letter from the building inspector attached, addressed to Mr. Boyle regarding the front porch. Dear John, please be advised that the front porch that you are proposing to construct does not meet the front setback as required by the Lunenburg protective bylaw. A 40-foot setback is required. Therefore, under section 8321B4, a 27.7-foot special permit for dimensional variation must be granted by the Lunenburg Zoning Board of Appeals in order for me to grant a building permit for the porch. Applications can be obtained at my office. Respectfully, Michael Savageau. There is a list of abutters on the Leominster side of the property. There is a list of abutters from the Lunenburg portion of the property, a rendering of the proposed front porch, and a site plan prepared by James E. Gaffney. I also received a memo from the Lunenburg Board of Health and said that the home is served by Leominster Public Water and Public Sewer, so they have no issues with the application. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Before I ask you to come forward, Al Gravel reminded me that on the public notice, there was a typo there. The application is correct in this reference to the applicable section of our bylaw, as is Mike's message, but I didn't notice. But on this notice of public hearing, it was referenced as 8321B2, when in fact it's B4.
Okay.
Okay, would you like to come forward and speak to the application or present anything in addition? And your name and address, please.
John Boyle, 5 Crocker Avenue, Lunenburg.
Thank you.
And what am I here for?
Would you like to make any comments on the application or any additional information? Might have.
No, we're just hoping to add 2 feet to an existing porch that was damaged by a falling tree. That's why we're here.
2 feet in depth, is that?
Yeah, in
Yes.
depth from
Yeah, same width.
out.
but,
Yeah,
2
yeah.
feet further
Yeah,
to
the
the
width
line.
of the porch. Our house is an older house, near 100 years old, and when they built porches back there, they didn't build them very wide, so we'd like it a little wider.
And- Okay. Any questions of the applicant?
Okay. So the existing porch was what, 5 feet wide?
Yeah. Is that it?
5'6".
5'6", yeah.
Okay, and you want to go to, I think it was 7 feet.
7'6", yeah.
Yeah, okay. And that's a covered porch, or was it an existing covered porch? And
Right.
Is this a complete tear down, you're tearing down the old
Yep.
porch completely?
Right.
Okay, and the dimension on the old porch, you said, was the same width coming
Yeah,
out
the
a
width of the
little further?
porch, the length of the house, we're just making it wider to accommodate furniture and so forth.
Okay. So what you're really requesting is, it's a 40-foot setback is required, and what you're proposing is a 12-foot 3-inch setback.
Correct. I think so. I think that's it. Right, Dick?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, that's really all I have right now.
Okay. Anybody else, any questions for the applicant while he's here? Jim?
No, I noticed that when I went by earlier and saw the damage from the tree, spoke earlier that I thought, didn't realize it was a neighbor's tree that really came quite a ways
Oh, yeah.
to have fallen that, so it must have been a really old pine tree, you said, or something that you...
Very,
removed and,
She had a row of very tall pine trees that were looking somewhat sickly. And in one windstorm, one came down and hit our porch, and following that, she had them all cut down.
Nah.
So it obviously, being an older house, did a lot of structural damage and everything, which would warrant...
Enough structural damage that the insurance company gave us enough money to replace the porch.
No, I don't have any other questions or comments. Thank you.
Hans?
I don't have any questions.
Paul?
Yeah, I'm all set too.
Sheila?
How easy was that?
One of the things that I did was, and I made copies for the members here, is a copy of the property record, of the assessor's property record card, and a map. Pass those down. Off the town website. And, here's another one too. One of the things I noted on the map was that your property is very close to the Leominster-Lunenburg line.
Yes, it is.
It almost looks on the map as though it were right on the line.
A little portion of our property is actually Leominster,
Yeah,
a small portion.
I just wanted to bring that to your attention in case there were some implications of taxes, because I didn't realize that it's already in Leominster, so I was wondering about that 2 feet
Yeah.
additional, whether or not that could possibly create an issue for you.
I'm a Leominster kid, so I tell people I didn't get very far.
Well, I guess that was the only comment I had on that, because I had difficulty in getting this map, but it showed the dimensions of it, and I
Right in there.
wanted to bring that to your attention. It's just a smaller map there. I don't think that's an issue that concerns us as a board, but something I wanted to make sure that you were aware of. Okay, so I guess that we don't have any more questions of you. I see somebody here for the public. Would you like to come forward and speak in favor of, or?
This is our neighbor Brad Kennedy.
Okay.
I'm Brad Kennedy. I live at 17 Crocker. I border on John's property. And I support this request for a couple of reasons. I'm not sure if you've ever been down Crocker Ave.
Yeah.
It's about as far away from Lunenburg as you can get. You actually have to go to Leominster to get to it. It's a very quiet street. There's no traffic. The only people that access that street are mail, delivery, and the people that live there, and that's it. So, and I'm not sure if the picture you got shows the big tree in the front yard. So there's a very big tree in the front yard that limits, incursions into the property as well. So I don't think this would be a major impact to any of the existing access to the local folks that live there.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to speak? Who's just next to you, John?
This is our builder.
Oh, okay.
Other-
Okay, so we'll bring it to the board for discussion. Any comments, Al?
No, I think that, in fact, as a comment, I could make a motion if you'd like.
Sure.
Or do you want to wait?
Well, you can make a motion, and
Well,
we can
and then we
have
can
further
discuss
discussion.
it.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to grant a special permit for a dimensional variation of 27.7 feet for the setback, to give them the porch as they outlined in there.
I'll second the motion, and I don't have any other comments or questions.
So it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
The only question I have, and it's just a matter of, so if we're looking at the registered survey of the house, I know he's got his, 12.3 and 15.6 from the meets and bounds of the property, but it's technically not from, it's from the property, not from the property line at Lunenburg. I mean, how do we?
Right. Property
you brought
line
it
of the
up.
lot, yeah,
Of the lot?
Yeah.
That's how we determine it?
yeah.
Okay.
Actually, that part of the property line is in Lunenburg, I think.
Because it looks like it, but then,
Oh, no, it's
Part of it
not,
isn't,
right,
right.
yeah. I see
One
what
side is, one side isn't.
Yeah,
Is the 2 feet going to push it into Leominster? Or is it still be in Lunenburg?
No, it looks like it's gonna be in Lunenburg still, but it all depends on how you're doing it. Are you doing it from the property line or from the
The
meets and
lot
bounds
line.
of a lot?
meets and bounds of the lot. I
Okay,
think, yeah.
then
Yeah.
then that's the only thing I had. I was just looking at the dimensions.
Unless somebody has a reason for it to be other than the meets and bounds of the lots. I was just, I guess that was pretty much an assumption on my part that we should be looking at the lot as it's recorded.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
considering, I would say, from this, 95% of the lot is in
Yeah.
Lunenburg, so. That's the only comment I had. It was just that.
Paul?
No, I'm good.
I think I just wanted to make a comment on, I made the correct assumption, I guess, on the depth of it was just the 2 feet additional depth, the width of it still remains the same, right? So you mentioned that. And I already raised the point about the town line, so I think I'm set too, so I think we're ready for a vote.
Well, I guess I do have one comment before we do that. If we approve this, it has to be a porch. It can't be ever enclosed and turned into living space, in my opinion. So should we include that in the,
The motion was as the porch was proposed. It is proposed as a covered
as a,
porch.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So they can't.
So they can't. All right. Then I'm satisfied.
And I think if you go through the findings, this easily meets all the findings we need to.
Okay, so the voting members will be regular members that are here tonight. We have, in this board, we have 5 voting members, and we have associate members, so if any one of the regular members is absent for whatever reason, why, we still have the full quorum for vote. And the vote requires a supermajority for any special permit to be granted. So,
Aye.
aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, so it's unanimous vote. And with that, let me read you some post-decision instructions. The special permit is granted with the contingency that the petitioner comply with all licenses, regulations, statutes, and ordinances of any and all applicable local, state, and federal boards or agencies with jurisdiction over the premises. The granting of the special permit shall inure to the benefit of the applicant and shall cease in the event the business or the property is sold or sublet to another party. The special permit is subject to a periodic review by the permit granting authority or the enforcement officer to ensure compliance with any conditions, and non-compliance to any such conditions may result in revocation of the permit. A copy of the board's decision shall be filed with the town clerk within 14 days. Any party aggrieved by the board's decision may appeal to Superior Court within 20 days after the decision is filed with the town clerk. After certification by the town clerk that 20 days have elapsed since the decision was filed, you should have it recorded in the Registry of Deeds. No special permit shall take effect until it has been recorded. The special permit shall lapse within 2 years unless substantial use or construction is commenced. Certainly sounds like you'll be starting construction well within the 2 years. So, with that, we wish you well. And I hope no more trees fall on it for you.
Well, she cut them all down. Pretty good shape.
Okay.
Okay,
well-
good luck.
Thanks for coming.
How you doing?
Finally, an easy one that was actually
Do
easy.
you have any more
It's the easy
business
one, so
before
we're
the
here all
board
night on
this
it.
time? Or would you like me to make a
We've been up
motion to adjourn?
Oh, we are still on.
Motion to adjourn would
Yeah, we
be
should be,
Appropriate.
Okay,
appropriate.
so moved.
All in favor?
aye.